Tummy Turner fans. We're going to do something a little different today. Instead of turning a bowl, I'm going to turn a pin. Enjoy this video. For today's pin, I'm using a maple pin blank. I use a 7mm slimline pin kits. As you put this together, you put your washers in there and your spacer guides, and then you also need to put your nut on there. You got to make sure the nut is nice and tight because you do not want those pin blanks to spin on you as you're turning. I'm going to start out here with my skew, but as I started, I realized it was not the sharpest. So I'm going to switch to my, here in a second, I'll switch to my bowl gouge. Just knock those edges down to make sure I have a nice round blank. Right about this point here in the video, I realized that when I was turning this pin, my skew is just dull, so I need to go sharpen this real quick. So here I am back after quick sharpening, and it's working so much better. You can just actually see here the little chips flying off, coming off a lot better as I'm scraping it. Instead of rubbing it down, it's actually cutting those layers of the maple off, and it's doing so much better. As you can see here, the pin is really starting to take shape. The part I'm working on would be the base of the pin, or obviously where your writing part of it would be. And I'm just making the decision of how I want it to look, just how slim and thin I want it to have a little bulge in it, or just how I want to look at it. And remember, I have those spacer blocks that are not only are they to keep the blanks apart, but they also serve as the final thickness that I want to get to, because that's where you have enough material of the wood so it don't get too thin, but yet you have enough to make it look like a decent pin. So that's what I'm doing right here. I'm just trying to figure out the shape I want, and each piece can be a little different. Sometimes you can do obviously straighter, more slim line, or you can kind of bulge it. This one I think I'm going to do a little bit of a bulge, Once I get this one part done, I'll move up to the top of the pin or where the clip would be, and I'll try to match the two ends and just figure out how I want to make it look. And right about here, I'm pretty much finished with that bottom half. I like to have that look. So I'm going to slip over to the top of the pin now. Again, I want to work on and working that material down, making it down to a nice smooth look. I'm going to have to keep the two ends together there. I'm going to try to make sure they match and look decent when they come together, when the pin's together. But every now I can figure out how I want the top of the pin to look. At this point, the end of the pin is pretty much right where I wanted. I'm just about done. Mashed up my two inner parts so that it looks nice. I'm just finishing out the last few little passes here. Other than this, I think it's looking pretty good. I think it's going to turn into a nice looking pin. But yeah, just about finished right now with the turning part of it. Now it's time to sand. I'll start here with 100 grit and I'll go all the way up to 1000 grit. When I'm sanding this, I want to be sanding it down, but I also want to go back and forth because I don't want to leave any scratches with the grit beforehand as I go up to the higher grits. But anyway, you just want to take your time. Nice good sanding will make the pin nice and pop, especially when you put that finish on it. Now I'm going to apply the Yorkshire or Yorkshire grit, depending on how fancy you are, finishing paste on it. What this does is it's a micro abrasive paste that will obviously, it has different types of oils in it, but also has a very fine powder that will go into the pores of the wood and not only polish it out, but make it pop too. And it's really cool as you're doing it here. And you can, I don't know quite you can see it in the video, but as I'm spinning it, once I turned up here to the turning speed and polish it out, it actually really starts to pop and shine. That's what's cool about this Yorkshire grit paste. It really brings out the grain. It makes it pop. Looks really nice. Now it's time to apply the finish. So what I've been using on this pen is the Doctor's Woodshop Pens Plus High Friction Polish. As you see, I do have the lathe turning. I'm putting a layer, a thin layer of the polish on there. It's down slow. Once I put that in there and push around, then I'm gonna go up to turning speed. And what I'm gonna do now is now I'm burnishing that polish into the pen itself. And as this one is that, it's heating up the oils and other parts of the finish and making it soak into the wood. But then it's really creating a really nice, shiny, just really great looking finish. I'll probably put 3 to 4 coats on this as I go through. And again, each time I do it, I put a new layer down. I'll turn the lathe speed down to just a slow speed. That way I can apply that thin finish on there, and then I'll turn it back up to turning speed to again burnish that newer layer into the old layer, and it keeps building again. That's why it's called a friction polish. You're using that friction to put the finish into the wood, but also then to polish it out and make it shine. Again, I'll probably do about 3 to 4 coats with this friction polish, and it will turn out really nice. Now I'm burnishing that last coat of finish, and right now it's looking really good. You can't really tell in the video, but it's shining really nice. Take a quick look at it. That looks good. I believe I like that finish. We'll put our finish away and take it off the lathe. All right, so here's our final product. I think this maple will turn out beautiful. I love this pen. Thanks for watching, guys. Tune in next time, and we'll see what I have in store.